dłuższego telewizjonnej rewolucji Kevin i Olivia na blogosphere. The international phenomenon. Attack of the Show.
Hey! Kids out there and TV land, welcome to Attack of the Show. TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I don't matter today because joining me for Torresani Tuesdays, it's Alessandra Tuesday!
We're coming to you live from the G4 studio in Los Angeles.
Speaks the truth. On the show today, Michael Ian Black will be here live to defend naming his new web series, Backwash. It's gross, Michael Ian Black. It's gross. And your gentleman's baggage is now being inappropriately handled at the airport, everybody. The Loop looks at our gropiest federal agency, the TSA. Hey, penetration, radiation, or deportation, nobody flies for free.
And the holidays are almost here, and we'll reveal a new retro line of Star Wars toys.
Ah.
You can tell the checkout girl they're for Toys for Tots. She'll never know they'll be on your front desk. And we'll celebrate DVD Tuesday when Chris Gore arrives with the Avatar Collector's Edition and The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
He's like,
time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
to be clear, that applause was for Chris Gore, not for The Last Airbender, correct? Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay, let's go around the... Take a sip. You have to sit behind the podium. You have to sit behind the podium. That's product placement. Go ahead. Do you need a minute?
Okay.
You sure?
I'm good, thank
All right, fine. Let's make some TV. Folks, in at number 5 today, remember way back when there was that couple who did a wedding dance to the Chris Brown song Forever? You guys
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that?
People need to stop imitating that.
Agreed. And if they don't, then they deserve this. He was over it, too. He's like, hey, whatever.
That's right. Just dance off the shame and humiliation. It's not like this is going to live on the internet or anything forever.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, to be fair, the song is sung by a guy who's famous for hurting a lady, so it's an appropriate outcome. Oh, lots of Rihanna fans in the building today. All right, got it. Last Airbender, Rihanna, we are in for a show.
And if you're looking for terrifying places to go on Halloween night, you might consider a haunted house or an old graveyard.
Yeah. Or if you really want to get scared, you could visit a Denny's in East Oakland, California.
Dispenser.
Watch out for candy corn. I had a similar reaction when they told me that I couldn't make the Grand Slamwich anymore. You know what I mean?
So you trashed the restaurant?
Look, the Grand Slamwich is a staple of any Oaklander's diet, Alessandra. That and rioting. That's the whole food pyramid right there. Okay. And then you rip the top of the food pyramid off and slam it down someone's throat.
Maybe you should stop eating.
I probably should.
Yeah.
Just for the TV. Oh, meanwhile, in Russia.
Sir Wipe. Wow.
It's okay to love it.
That was the greatest establishing shot in cinema history.
I think my favorite part of that is probably the dude lying in the middle of the street. I don't know if you saw him right there. Yeah, he's really the hidden gem here. That's a Russian street nap, which is it's like as close to it's as close to death as you could get, other than like a coma. That is pretty much it. Laying down in Russia.
You also note that he is missing one shoe.
Bonus. There it is, yeah. I did not catch that. That was the
Bonus.
Waldo within the Waldo. Good job. This is actually from the 2006 Russian movie Piranha Hunt. Huge fans here, I'm sure. If there's any criticism, it's only that movie is missing a shirtless Putin riding a tiger. You go back, you put that in, Oscar gold.
Right. Well, it's 2010, and the jetpacks we were promised are still nowhere to be seen. But science is a step closer now that lawnmowers are airborne.
Yes. This simple yard-working machine is flying under its own power, but it's perfect. It actually goes great with the glorious ballad Walking in the Air by Nightwish. Really makes it soar, everybody. Blessed art those who mow the sky.
Not blessed the birds who fly into that turbine.
Didn't think about that. Touche.
Yeah.
All right. Still ahead, we have a lady in an allegedly altered state who has a little traffic oopsie. Yeah.
See her on-camera confession in our #1 ATM.
Hydrate. You only have one commercial. You hydrate.
Hydrate.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Xfinity.
Are the voices saying nice things today? Are they saying to kill? She's a pretty princess. Look at her. Look at her. Folks, today's #1 Around the Net is a story about an allegedly drunk woman who crashed into a school bus. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you 2 chances to guess which state this happened in. Anybody? Anybody out there? Anybody?
Ohio?
Ohio? Good guess. No, it's think like the Ohio of the South.
Like trailer trash, like Florida.
Florida! Hey! Nice! You nailed it. Enjoy the hate mail. Please enjoy this hard-hitting post-accident interview with the driver, courtesy of Orlando's WESH, the WESH, Channel 2 news team.
Wish.
Well, I was behind the bus, and I accidentally hit the, instead of hitting the brake, I hit the, gas pedal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was the gas. Well, in honor of this true American hero, Alessandra and I are going to have a Florida-style race-off. That's right. We're going to race our Power Wheel cars through a typical suburban Florida street course for eternal glory and bragging rights.
Yes. We'll have to watch out for pedestrians and obstacles along the way.
Of course.
And I'm assuming we're going to be drunk, right?
No, Alessandra. We wouldn't want to glorify the use of alcohol in this show. I mean, other drugs, weed, sure, but not the booze. So we're going to do this piñata style. We're going to spin around on these baseball bats 5 times, hop in the Power Wheels, and then go for the glory. You game?
I guess.
You're the best man. 3, 2, 1. Get it done. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Early start. Oh, no. Cross the guard. Cross the guard. Get out of my way. Cross the guard. Watch out for the hover. Get through. Oh, you edged me. You edged me out. Alessandra, careful. The finish line. The finish line. Watch out for the bus. Watch out for the bus.
Action figures are awesome, and we all have our favorite franchises. But to help us keep up with the latest news and retro releases is...
Hi, I'm Daniel Pickett. I am the editor-in-chief and co-founder of ActionFigureInsider.com.
And he gave us a heads up for this holiday season. First First up, all you He-Man fans out there, prepare to whip out your furry mankini because Christmas has come early.
It's called Masters of the Universe Classics. It's a 6-inch line. The figures are $20 a piece. And we're starting to get into a lot of characters right now that never made it into plastic before, that appeared in the mini comics and some on the TV show. They've got swappable weapons, swappable chest plates, and we've never seen these in plastic before. There is a DC versus Master of the Universe line that's exclusive to Toys R Us. The first wave was Superman versus He-Man, and then Skeletor versus Lex Luthor. The next wave is going to be Merman and Aquaman, Hawkman and Stratos.
Speaking of DC Comics, what toy collection would be complete without the Dark Knight?
Their next big thing that they just announced is Batman Inc., which is a comic series being written by Grant Morrison. Bruce Wayne's been dead for several months. He's just now back, and just this week sort of announced to the world that he is funding this new Batman franchise. So they're going to make these figures based on that new Batman Inc. line.
And finally, it's the 30th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, and it looks like Hasbro is pulling out all of the stops.
So with Star Wars right now, this is the second time that Hasbro has gone with the vintage style card. Now, this time, what they're doing different is they're using the prequels on these sort of vintage cards. It's sort of like a what if, since those characters didn't exist back then. They're fully articulated. They don't look like the vintage style of figure. They're the regular figures with today's technology. They're starting to do vintage boxed vehicles. Now, they just created a new AT-AT. Those were the big Imperial walkers for Empire Strikes Back. It's got all the bells and whistles that we've always wanted, like a back hatch, lights and sound and voice chips, and it can fit 26 figures in the thing. It's literally like waking up Christmas morning, 1981, and having that thing under your Christmas tree.
Well, besides Luke and the gang, what else can we expect from the action figure world?
We've come across some information from a classic toy line, and that's Mattel's old Secret Wars Marvel line. Only lasted a couple of waves, but we think we have some information about what the next waves planned were. And that's going to be a big feature that we have coming up. And some people who were involved in the planning of that might surprise you.
To find out more and to get the latest on toys and figures for the holiday season, head on over to actionfigureinsider.com.
Oh, yes! Now I can finally complete my He-Man collection! Buzz off, here I come. You know what I mean?
Is that the one that looks like a...
Yes, it's a bee person, Alessandra. A bee person. And I'll kindly ask that you refrain from making fun of my awesome hobby. Thank you. But right now...
Who likes fish?
And yesterday... What? Sorry?
It.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And yesterday's epic giveaway, we offered up one of our biggest prizes ever, an Alienware Area 51 gaming desktop.
Ooh. And the winner of this tricked out slice of nerd heaven is James B. of Park Rapids, Minnesota.
Hey, James B.
Congratulations, and keep watching Attack of the Show for more epic giveaways.
Huge James B fans, both of us.
Huge.
Yeah, still ahead. Travelers are freaking out over the TSA's new frisk or flash search policy. We're going to meet the man at the center of a viral firestorm in the loop. It will be good, I promise.
And later, Michael Ian Black returns to the show with some backwash for you.
I heart him.
But first, here's the AOTS exclusive trailer for The Mechanic in theaters January 28th.
Oh, Twitter wall, reveal your short-form secrets to us. Okay, no effect. N7 Chris says, does the TSA offer you a cigarette once the search is finished? Yeah. They should, damn it, or at least offer to check your blue balls for you. I think the best protest would be to just dress as disgustingly as possible and keep going through the security line over and over again. Say that you forgot your 3 ounces of KY or whatever and run back. Show them it's in the Ziploc and you'll be good. I do want to point out, by the way, I know we have a lot of viewers that actually work for the TSA. I get it all the time during said gropings. Like, hey, these feel familiar. No problem with you guys whatsoever. Earn a living. Bigger problem with your bosses. So I want to make that very clear. And N7 Chris, they should have a free cigarette for you. Guys, if you want to be part of our show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us to @AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS. But now, I think it's time we get some information. Alessandra, would you do the honors, please?
Thanks, Kevin. Right now, it's time to start the feed. It's Tuesday, November 16th, and here are your top stories. This morning, Apple made its big announcement, and the Beatles are finally coming to iTunes. The legendary rock band was one of the last groups to keep their catalog off Apple's popular music hub, the result of a long-standing dispute over the Apple name used by both the Beatles record label and Steve Jobs. But as of today, fans of John, Paul, George, and Ringo can download any track off the group's 13 remastered studio albums for $1.29 per song or $12.99 per album. Fanboy favorite Guillermo del Toro is bringing The Incredible Hulk to TV. Woo! The beloved Hellboy director and Battlestar Galactica executive producer David Icke will be transporting the Green Goliath to ABC in a new ongoing series. So far, details are sketchy, but the series will apparently make its debut in the fall of 2012, right after the release of Marvel Studios' Avenger movie, in which the Hulk is said to play a major role. Well, I know what my next job is going to be. It appears that China has pulled off the largest data hijacking in history. National Defense Magazine is reporting that on April 8th, 2010, China Telecom Corporation was able to route 15% of the world's internet traffic through its servers. And cybersecurity experts have just revealed that the country could have eavesdropped on anything sent during that time. It's a troublesome development that once again highlights the growing cyber threat posed by the communist community. It's also troublesome if you send anyone naked pictures of yourself on April 8th. That's how that happened. Okay, I'm Alessandra Torresani, and you have just been fed.
Hey, do you want to get molested by a mall cop? Well, if not, your only other choice is a dose of radiation and some nudie pics. But don't worry, The Loop will introduce you to one brave man who opted out of the madness. Joining me from San Diego, California to help us make sense of it all, software engineer, blogger, and now anti-TSA advocate, John Tyner. Welcome to the program, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
They're doing very well. They're all cup checking each other in honor of your presence on the show. I want to recap your story real quick, John, for anyone who may have missed it. You were flying out of San Diego International Airport this past Saturday, correct?
I was trying to.
Trying to, yes, yeah. You were selected for one of those new full body scanners, and you declined, and that's when you took out your cell phone and decided to start recording, correct?
My cell phone is actually out from the beginning. I tried to go through the metal detector, so I pulled my phone out because I knew there was a chance I'd be randomly selected for the X-ray machine.
All right, and of course, you won the lottery there. So I want to play a quick clip of some audio that you did capture with your cell phone.
Sure.
Also, we're going to be doing a groin check. That means I'm going to place my hand on your hip, the other hand on your inner thigh, slowly go up and slide down.
Okay.
I'm going to do that 2 times in the front and 2 times in the back.
All right. We could do that out here, but if you touch my junk, I'm going to have you arrested.
It still makes me laugh. I love it. Like in the pantheon of great sayings, from like "Don't tread on me" to "Don't tase me, bro." If you don't touch my junk is pretty amazing. Of course, now you're branded with that. You're saddled with that. Do you wish you would have chosen better words, or are you a fan of that as well?
I'm just happy that I didn't choose worse words.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. This is bumper sticker approved, which is nice.
Yeah,
now,
I think I'm an internet meme now.
You are, to say the least. But you're an internet movement as well, because clearly there's some backlash brewing towards the TSA's policies and these new backscatter X-ray machines that can see all your naughty bits. What happened when the groin check happened? Were you aware that this was part of their new pat-down procedure, or did that take you by surprise?
Well, I'd read about it in the news, and so we didn't actually get to the point where the man put his hands on me. He mentioned there was going to be a groin check, and based on what I'd heard and in the news media,
right.
I knew I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah, of course. There's like a 2-knuckle minimum now. Why would anybody want that? And what was the? Let me ask you this, because some people I read in the comments and stuff, which I like how you broke the internet with too many comments.
I had no idea.
Somebody said, well, why were you recording everything? Clearly, you had malicious intentions. You wanted to make this recording so that you could use it against the TSA. What was your purpose in actually blogging all this?
Well, my purpose was protecting myself. The blog was actually written before I knew that the audio or video was captured. I was threatened with a lawsuit when I tried to leave the airport, so when I got home, my first thought was, I better put that pen to paper as quickly as possible and get my thoughts down before I stared to forget exactly what happened.
And you put the videos up, and what was the response initially from the interwebs?
People overwhelmingly have been great. You know, they support what I do, they're happy that I did it, and they're just sad that they weren't able to do it themselves.
Now, John, why didn't you want to go through the scanners in the first place?
Well, I think you hit it on the head. I don't want other people looking at my naughty bits. I mean, I don't walk around all day without my clothes on.
Right, that is true. But now, the reports, of course, said that those images are deleted. No one gets to see those. Those have been debunked left and right. We know those can get out there. Were you aware of that at the time?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And what do you make of the TSA's insistence that by purchasing a ticket to fly, you're basically foregoing certain rights, that you either have to submit to that X-ray or the groin check?
It's kind of a tricky argument. As a private company, you know, if the airlines are running security, then I think that's a valid argument. But for the government to be able to say, hey, we can take away your rights whenever we want, that doesn't fly with me.
Mm-hmm. Pun intended, I hope. The TSA, though, of course, they're now threatening you with a civil suit. They said 10 grand in the video. We heard yesterday at the press conference that it's up to now 11,000, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, apparently the guy at the airport had out-of-date information.
Yeah, what were the odds on that? But as you're sitting there, you don't seem overcome with fear. Are you worried that a civil suit might be brought against you?
No, the internet, well, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the internet, or I'm sorry, what's going to happen with the lawsuit, but people on the internet have been great. Lots of people have come forward and said, hey, if you get sued, we'll contribute to your legal defense fund or help pay you fine if it comes to that. So I'm hoping they don't sue me, but if they do, it's not a terribly big worry for me either.
Have you been approached by anybody to make, like, novelty or protective underwear for those patted down moments going through security, something with a little extra heft there?
Not specifically for that type of item, no.
Okay, great. We will talk after this interview. You're clearly now like a figurehead for this sort of growing anti-TSA movement. Some are even suggesting that Congress take up a John Tyner bill to restore privacy to air travel. I know this isn't necessarily something you expected, but now that it's here, are you going to take it and run with it, John?
We'll see where it goes. Like I said, it's not something I expected. It's not something I was angling for. You know, we'll see what happens, and we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. And what are you gunning for, John? Do you think that obviously we need some security, some protection, but are you just are hoping for a broader reevaluation of the TSA's policies in general?
I think that at a minimum, I would be happy to see the airlines take over the security again and start spending their money on keeping us safe instead of all of us spending money on security that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Last question, John. You flying anywhere anytime soon?
No, not anytime soon.
Not at all?
No. Well, we'll see. I may not even be allowed to fly.
Well, that is true. I'm sure you're on 1,001 lists right now, but we'll get you the private Comcast jet when we're discussing our new Boxer Brief initiative.
Sweet.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of money to be made. Don't just think bumper stickers here.
All right.
John Tyner, thank you so much for joining us and keeping us in the loop. And I personally want to thank you for standing up to the old TSA. Guys, we will have part 2 of our discussion on the TSA and this whole new X-ray swaddling, diddling thing that's going on right now. So on tomorrow's show, we're going to have Wired's Noah Shackman with us, so tune in for that. But thanks again to John. And right now, let's all go over and pat down Alessandra.
Armenia. You've never been, but What's Up With the World is taking you there now.
While the universe may be vast and infinite, it's nice to know that our little planet is packed full of sweet, delicious oddities. That's why today we're starting off with a big-ass treat from Armenia in the world's largest chocolate bar ever. Honoring their 10th year anniversary, a dedicated team of Armenian chocoholics at the Grand Candy Company spent 3 days preparing this 10-inch thick, 16-foot-long Cavity King for the Guinness World Record. In this clip from ITN, Grand Candy's chocolate bar weighs in nearly 5 tons heavy, officially making it the largest chocolate bar in the world. A record previously held by Italians with a bar nearly half the weight. Nom, 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 nom. In your face, Willy Wonka. In your jealous-ass chocolatey face. ITN reports that the average Armenian eats 88 pounds of chocolate per year, which means it would take about 110 years for someone to eat this cocoa-filled giant. Meanwhile, over in India, a monkey has taken on some of the responsibilities of a real-life nanny. Introducing the latest addition to the Kuntia family, it's Mabu, the babysitting monkey. Mabu is a neighborhood monkey in the city of Denkanal, which enjoys caring for Mrs. Kuntia's newborn baby. According to Yuzu, the monkey comes to the family's home every morning and showers the baby with love, picking out fleas from his hair and protecting it from harm all day. At just 24 days old, the baby sleeps in Mabu's arms while the mother is free to work around the house. It's a pretty good deal for moms, but we're not sure how the baby feels about it. But no matter how much monkey love this baby gets, it's nothing compared to the love shared at a J-pop concert in Japan. Better yet, a J-pop concert performed live by a 3D hologram. That's right, Hatsune Miku is a rising pop star that is pure avatar. Designed by the Krypton Media Company, Hatsune dresses like Sailor Moon and performs full ballads, duets, and pop songs with a live band. All of her vocals are produced using Yamaha's Vocaloid voice synthesizer, which is a software that lets songwriters generate realistic-sounding singing on their computers by simply typing in lyrics and some musical notation. Having accrued a very large and dedicated fan base in Japan, Hatsune recently released a highly acclaimed Blu-ray DVD collection of her latest sold-out concert entitled 39's Giving Day. All of her songs are super catchy, and she's even got an opening act, so yeah, I totally get it. I just hope she makes it out to America. How about a little collab with the Gorillaz or the Bieber? I'm just throwing it out there. So if you've got a sweet tooth for chocolate world records or a crush on a blue-haired avatar, you need to get out there and jump in the action, because that is what's up with the world.
When new DVDs arrive on the scene, they've got to go through DVDs Day before they end up on your shelf. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore. What's up first?
What's up first is we have the Avatar 3-disc extended collector's edition. Ooh. Yeah.
And so what's new in this version of the movie that wasn't in the 2 theatrical releases?
Well, the biggest thing, the biggest change is scenes from Earth at the very beginning. You really get to see, like, Jake Sully, like what he went through. He's in a wheelchair, but he gets in a fight with a guy, and then you see he actually has to deal with his brother's death. So it's a much better introduction to the character.
Oh, cool. Well, now that we finally get some extras of the film, what do we have?
A lot of great stuff. Tons of behind the scenes. There's in fact, you get to see prototype footage from 2006 when Cameron was trying to pitch this to the studios and get it funded. But what's interesting about this is it's 3 versions of the movie. You've got this new version with 32 minutes of new footage and 16 minutes of new footage, and then you've got the original, so it's 3 completely different versions.
So it's worth it to watch the extra couple minutes.
Yeah. Plus an optional family audio track that cuts out all the swearing. Although, well, how much really is bad in that movie? It was pretty. Yeah.
So what's a bottom line? Buy, upgrade?
For me, it's buy and/or upgrade, which I'm gonna sell my old one. It's a buy. It's great.
Cool.
So much good stuff.
And what's our next DVD?
Next DVD is The Last Airbender.
Woo!
The last.
The Airbender cartoon has a huge following. So why was this film despised by moviegoers?
Well, let me correct you right there, because it wasn't just despised by moviegoers. It was despised by critics, my mom, everyone on Twitter and Facebook.
Your mom's the most important, though.
Yeah.
I know.
She didn't like it. That nobody's gonna like it. But I mean, look, the problem is that the approach that M. Night took with this, it's so deadly serious. I mean, you're dealing with a bunch of kids. There's no lightness in it at all, and it just got deadly dull.
Yeah. And are there any extras even worth checking out?
No. When the movie's bad, who cares? To be honest, if the movie's bad, why would I care about the extras?
Well, I did audition for it, and I didn't get it.
Did you really?
That's probably why it's bad.
Oh my God! If you were in it bending air, I would totally watch that. So
Chris,
why not? not.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is pass. One of the worst movies of the year. One of the worst DVDs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saving
So
you
what
money.
else do we have to check out?
The next thing we have is Grant Morrison talking with gods. Yeah.
For those that don't know, Grant is one of the biggest comic book writers to ever exist. Is this a good look at his life and work?
Yeah, no, it's great because he gave full access to the filmmakers. I mean, there's so much lore about him, and he's the kind of guy that when he does a comic, he reinvents the character. Whether it's Batman and then also his original stuff. And he's a guy that's he's sort of like the first rock and roll comic book writer. And there's so many stories about him involving drugs and fetish clubs and weird stuff going on. It's
fun, my kind of guy.
It's like my Twitter. But
So
anyways,
what's the bottom line?
bottom line on that, rent it. In fact, don't miss it. It's a great documentary about comics.
Cool. Well, thanks, Chris. For more gore, follow him on Twitter at @ThatChrisGore. Thank
I'll
you.
follow you on Twitter.
Bamla Bambino.
I can't wait.
Now let's head on over to Kevin.
We all have Twitter accounts. And a totally unrelated note, American Ninja Warrior is coming back, everybody. For the past 12 years, 2,500 athletes have attempted to best Mount Midoriyama. Only 3 have been successful. Question, can an American conquer the course? Have to tune in to find out. Search begins December 8th. Head on over to g4tv.com/ANW2 for more info. Now be prepared to share Michael Ian Black's backwash right after this. Doesn't sound good. Probably funny, but... Ugh.
The feed is brought to you by Doritos.
The A-team had a custom van, but these guys have an ice cream truck and a salami.
Maybe we could talk about what we're going to do with the money. That might be fun.
Fine. I'll spend most of mine on wine, beer, spirits, beer, and girls. With what's left, I'll buy a state-of-the-art toaster in which I will toast the world's last remaining slice of weedy wheat bread. This I will crumble and toss as I dance and sing on my father's grave, instantly releasing me from years of psychological torture. You?
I'm going to pay off my mom's car, put my niece through college. Anything that's left over, I'm going to plow right into my lizard projects.
Nothing for yourself?
I don't know, maybe a chunky diamond bracelet.
Joining me now, living legend, folks. I'm using that. Michael Ian Black. That is, wow.
I'm going Billy Idol for you today.
I appreciate it. What is there a method to that? Is that a 5-blade razor there, or is that a cream or a wax? How do you actually? Because that looked like you could test that in a wind tunnel, and
This
you would
is
just.
all estrogen, my friend.
That is good. Potent. It's real potent. The air got thicker in the studio. Like it's stinging the nostrils.
Can you smell my musk?
Yes.
My man musk?
That's the Michael Ian Black Axe effect, ladies and gentlemen. Is it too late for me to start, especially now looking at that? Like, can I start an online
My face
petition?
is up here.
I'm sorry.
This is where my eyes are, sir.
It's hard, but your body is calling to me, Michael.
I know.
It's screaming to me. Is it too late to start a campaign for Stella?
No, I don't think it's ever too late to campaign for that which you love.
I do. But
Stella, for your viewers who don't know, is my comedy trio. We had a short-lived television series on Comedy Central.
and it was
Canceled, yeah! Canceled almost immediately,
But
yes!
So does that mean stop writing, or does it mean there's a chance that it could live in another form someplace else? Would you like to continue doing it?
I would love to continue doing it. I do it with my two of my best friends, Michael Showalter and David Wayne. We
Absolutely.
had a great run on TV. We had a great run on the internet. We tour with it, but it has no TV home right now.
Okay.
So
we're gonna build that show a home.
Yeah, I mean,
might be a-
G4.
it might be a
clearly,
lean-to,
You guys
but
have
we're gonna
nothing
build it.
but money here. That's obvious.
Yeah. So we got it. No craft services, but you'll be happy. It'll be on the air, in between cops. Let's talk about the real Michael Ian Black for a second, if I may. I'm gonna get a little serious here.
Yeah, let's get into it.
You own a chicken costume.
I do own a chicken costume. I don't know if there's a large market for adult men wearing chicken costumes, but obviously large enough that I could procure one.
Sure.
And I bought the chicken costume because I wrote that book that you're seeing right now.
Chicken Cheeks.
Right.
You write children's books. That disturbs me on many levels.
I know, it doesn't seem like the sort of thing I would do because a lot of my work in the past has involved dildos, and you would think, oh, well, that person shouldn't be writing children's books.
You would show up as a big red dot on a sex offender iPhone app, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
So is there a background check process before you're allowed to publish a book on Amazon?
There would be, there should be, because anybody with my, I mean, I've spent a lot of time running around in my underwear. I'm in drag almost all the time.
Sure.
I'm constantly doing inappropriate things with people.
Right.
Some of age, some not.
Some not, right.
Oh, that just fell like a brick on the ground here.
No. What did fall like that was an Amazon review for Chicken Cheeks. I just want to point this out real quick. I'm sorry, because I had to look at the page. I looked at the book. Thrilling, by the way. Great illustration.
Thank you very much.
But Mrs. R. Henderson.
Oh, that bitch.
Username Blessed Mom of 6 from Lower Alabama, which there's a Lower Alabama. She wrote her review of Chicken Cheeks 1 out of 4 stars. Michael, I'm sorry to spring this on you. You didn't know we were going to do this. If you prefer,
I know what Kanye went through on today's show. You son of a bitch.
Well, this is your reckoning. If you prefer to not teach your kids different butt names, then do not buy this book. Is what she had to say. And furthermore, Michael, and this should know. I understand you're upset. You should now flip the switch to enraged because she spoiled your entire book in her review. The entire book, from Moose Caboose to Flamingo Fanny to Rhinoceros Rump. She even spoiled the ending of Bumblebee Bum. It's all in there. Yeah! You need to get RIAA on her and sue her into oblivion. I'm sorry, Mrs. Henderson, Blessed Mom of 6 from Lower Alabama, USA.
Yeah, that is scathing.
Scathing?
Yeah, those are James Fry-esque reviews.
In the children's literacy realm, do you find that oftentimes the criticism is so biting, so harsh?
No, that's one of the reasons I do it. It's one of the few things that I do where people aren't totally vituperative. SAT word.
So you have to be just one grade level ahead of the level that you're writing for, right?
All you have to do is be slightly more literate than the children you're writing for, and you're qualified to write children's books.
Love it. All right, Backwash. Again, huge fan of everything that you're involved with. Backwash is no exception. We saw you driving an ice cream truck in the clip, but I also read on Twitter that you lost your license.
I did.
Was this an out-of-sequence sort of thing?
Totally out of sequence. We shot Backwash 6-8 months ago, and I just lost my license. Not through. I mean, I literally misplaced it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't lose it in the legal sense.
Gotcha. And how, as being in LA, sans license, is that rough?
I tweeted this, and sums up my feelings. Being in Los Angeles without a driver's license is like being in a Wes Anderson movie without a jumpsuit. That's how it feels. You're just totally lost.
And have you replaced said license? Are you longing for this?
I haven't. And my wife was just yelling at me because I haven't, because I tried to rent a car when I got here. And what you discover when you try to rent a car without a driver's license is no.
Yeah, not in this day and age.
No. They when you try to drive off the lot with the car and you don't have a license, they say, sir, you can't go anywhere with our vehicle. I don't know why. It seems like a stupid rule to me, but they don't want you driving their car illegally.
Understandable, I suppose. If the window's down, do they tase you, or do you just look out and say, excuse me, I am who I am. You obviously know this, and then you floor it?
That's what I tried to do. Then they wanted to give me a pat down. I was like, don't touch my junk.
Or else you're going to sue. Have you flown recently, by the way?
I fly all the time.
Did you go through that? Are you willing to go through the backscatter machine? And
I want them to see what I got down there.
Right?
You know what I mean? You got it, flaunt it.
The big Spinal Tap cucumber line?
Yeah, more like a Spinal Tap baby carrot.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, honesty is the best policy. Michael, it was a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming on. I hope everybody checks out Backwash. Michael Ian Black, everybody. Again, Google the old Backwash. You can watch the first 3 episodes right now on Crackle.com. But now, over to Miss Alessandra.
Stick around. There's more Attack Up right after this.
Yay!
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new AOTS, It's Webb's Day with Morgan Webb, and mixed martial artist Jason Mayhem Miller from Bully Beatdown joins me to talk about personally slamming a bully through the floor. Plus, we'll give you the lowdown on the stabby parkour hit Assassin's Creed Brotherhood in Game Break. Then we bring you part 2 of our TSA loop. We'll find out what your rights are when someone wants to scan you or search your junk. See it tomorrow.
Who wants to crowdsource some content, huh? You kids like the crowdsourcing with the synergy and the yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, to the Twitter wall.
Hey,
Let's go.
Twitter wall.
Oh, I'm not moving.
Oh, we can fit. You want to go sit on the wall and have a candid chat? Come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's get romantic.
Let's go sit on the stoop. Hey, how are you? So first of all, our Silent says he would like to end the show with some words of wisdom from you.
Oh. Words of wisdom. Always go commando to the airport. Give him a little surprise.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get back patted anyways, you might as well get something out of it.
Have some fun out of it.
That's going to be the new TSA foreplay. Like, let me just use the back of my hands twice. Okay. Briscoe Jr. Says, I'm surprised by Kevin's attitude towards the TSA. Remember how he manhandled Seiler when he was security guard number 4. I will have you know that I was not TSA. I was airport police. Thanks to Michael Ian Black. Thanks to John Tyner. Thanks to Chris Gordon. Thanks to